We learned about Ktor requests. In this video, we will learn about Ktor response. We have been using response from a while, that for every endpoint we have been sending some type of response back, usually just a string. But in this video, we will learn more about the response in Ktor and how we can send a whole JSON response to back to the client. So let's create a new project, and we'll create a Ktor project as Ktor response example, and again we will select as Gradle Groovy and keep everything as default. We will install routing and then just create the project. So like as we did in the previous video, we added some dependency and a plugin. So we have to add those in this video as well. We will open build.gradle and then add the dependency of serialization again. This time I will type it for you. So it is io.ktor colon ktor dash serialization colon dollar Ktor version. So after adding the dependency, we will go to the plugins and add the plugin. I'll just copy paste this time, and then we will resync the build.gradle. And the next thing that we have to do is we have to open our application.kt and again install content negotiation and install the JSON one. So let's import. So these are the few steps that we would have to do in every video in the future. So I'm showing you this time, probably next time I won't show you the same steps. So I'm assuming that you will do these steps by your own. And now we will open our routing.kt, and you will see that we were already sending a response back to our client by using call.respond text. But if you look into the call one and write respond, you will see a bunch of different methods that are available. And so we have we have just respond, we have respond with status, so we can change the status as well. Like every time in the previous video, when everything was going fine, we were sending a status code of http 200, okay, but we can send a different status as well to our client in cases that something goes wrong and we want to notify the user from the status that this particular thing has gone wrong. So for example, I'll do the respond text and do something went wrong and then send the status as, you can see that in the status code there are a bunch of statuses available. So let's try with gateway timeout. So when we will run this, I'll open Postman. So now our server is running. We will make the request here, and you can see that we are getting the status as gateway timeout, and we are also getting the message that we were sending back. Now if I change the status to not found and rerun the server, go back to Postman and make a request, it gives us 404 not found. So by using the status, you can change the status code that the client will receive. But most of the time we won't send a simple string here, we want to send a object. Similarly, we were cut, cut, cut. So most of the time, we would like to send a JSON as the response as well. So you saw in the last video, we were receiving JSON as the body in our request, and we were deserializing it into a data class. So now we will learn how to send a JSON as a response back to the client. So similarly, we will create a data class and we will name it um, user response and give it two properties, name and email, and then create a data class object here by passing the name and the email. And instead of using respond.text, we will use just respond and we will pass the object here. So now let's try rerunning the server. Go to Postman and make a request. You are seeing that we are again getting a 500 internal server error. So let's go back to IntelliJ and see what error it is. So again, it says the serializer for class user response is not found. So again, we have to make this class serializable. And when we restart the server, go back to Postman and make a request. You see that we are getting that response in the format of JSON. That was all in this video. In the next video, we will learn more about response.